Yeah, tell my listeners here and what you just told me.
Yeah, absolutely. So I listen to sports radio and out of New York City, 660 AM at WFAN. They're also 1019 on the FM dial. And it's the number one sports show in New York City, so that's a pretty big deal. And they have a host, Mike Francesa. He's number one in the country for sports talk radio, so he has a gigantic audience. And he has an update guy who does the sports reports for him. His name's John Minko. And right before they went to do the sports break, they started talking about the internet and stuff like that. And Mike asked John what stations he likes to listen to on the internet, and your show came up. And they proceeded to talk about your show for a good 5-10 minutes, talking about Wake Up with Fred and this and that. And I just thought it was really cool because it reached millions and millions of people. So I think it'll be a really positive plug for your show.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, it's out of New York, and he wakes up with you every morning, so I just thought that was neat and wanted to share the story with you. Well, his audience is enormous.
Well, he's probably probably has 10 million people listening to him.
Yeah, I know he's been number one, Mike Francesa, in New York City for 30 years. He has a TV simulcast that he just got rid of, but he's in the process of getting a new one. So, okay. I mean, he reaches nationwide.
Right, and somebody up there's been listening to me on the internet. Maybe it was him.
No, he listens on the internet. No, it wasn't him. It was his update guy, John Minko. He's listening right now, I guarantee it. You should probably try to reach out to him and get him on the show. He's a big deal, John Minko.
Yeah, John Minko?
Yeah, Minko, and he works for 660 AM, WFAN.
Okay, Mike Minko. Yeah,
John Minko, and it's for the Mike Francesa show.
Right. Yeah, when we get through, you have a phone number for him, or maybe I hope he's listening right now. This is the best news I've heard. I don't know when that they're talking about me and my show up in New York.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was really funny. And he thought the name of the show was different, so he was teasing John about it, and it was a really funny bit.
So they were actually.
I think it was good for your show.
Yeah, it's good for the show, all right. We're already rated number one in Central Kentucky with the Arbitron ratings, but this just puts us up over the edge. And this fella...
Yeah, so I would say try to reach out to the show. Maybe you could talk with John. He's a real funny guy.
Yeah. Okay. John Minko, right?
Yep. 660 AM, WFAN, New York City.
WS...
F as in Frank.
Oh, WF.
A-N.
A-N, WFAN. Okay, and they were talking about me for about 5 or 10 minutes. My gosh.
Yeah, and then they went to a break and came back, and he was still joking around about it. You know, just teasing him that he listens to, out of all the shows in the world, he just happened to pick yours to listen to in Kentucky. So he just thought it was funny, and then John just had the best things to say about your show. He really liked it.
Well, I'll tell you, it doesn't get any better than that, and I really appreciate you, Tim, calling and informing me of this. I'm recording this as we speak. I'm going to play this back to you. I hope you don't mind that.
No, absolutely. You could do that.
Yeah, so it doesn't get any better than that. They're talking about my show up there, and this guy has access to maybe 10 million listeners, and they singled my show out.
You certainly did. I actually have a copy of everything that he said. So if there's some way that you want me to send it to you, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, well, I like that. If you'll hold on a minute and let me talk to you privately when we go off the air here during a commercial break or something here, and I'd like to talk to you further about it. That's the best news I've heard in a long time. I guarantee you. And you're in New Jersey right now, aren't you?
No, I'm in Milford, Connecticut. Just outside New York City.
Okay, so
and I listen to it every morning, the WFAN.
Right, WFAN, but he's in New York?
Manhattan, right in the middle of Manhattan.
Right in the middle of Manhattan.
Yes,
I never thought in 100 years I'd ever be reaching out to people like that. But we're on the internet and we hear from people I've heard from people in Japan and Florida several times, Arizona. But this is very unique, and this news couldn't get any better. Makes me happy.
Absolutely. It's great news for you.
Yeah, I get up at 4 in the morning. I'm at the studios here at 5. I'm the morning DJ, and I'm here at 5 o'clock. And but the good part of that is that I'm usually out of here by 11 of a morning unless I have a remote or something to do, something special, which we do quite often.
That's good. Then you got the whole day. I get up early myself.
Yeah, well, getting up early is not new for me. I was milking cows at that hour one time.
Really?
Back on the farm. Oh, yeah, I'm a farm boy.
Yeah, so is Minko. He likes to milk the cows, too. He's told stories on air before. He's a big cow milker.
Yeah, well, great. Well, I'm going to get in touch with him. If you can hold on just a minute till I get our recorder turned off and program this into the system, I'd like to talk to you privately just for a second. How about that?
Yeah, no problem. I'll hold for you.
And I really appreciate you taking the time, Tim, to call and give me this information. That's the best news I've heard, and I don't know when. Maybe I may end up having millions of listeners before this is all said and done.
Got one right now.
Make sure you remind your bosses about that. They got to give you a little extra in the envelope next week, you know?
Yeah, like a big one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, he's on vacation now. He's in Cancun, but he'll be back this weekend. My boss is. I'm kind of running things myself.
If he's anything like the guy on the station I listen to, the boss there, he's a real cheapskate, you know?
Yeah. Well,
they tease that guy all day too, Mark Chernoff.
Yeah, well, I've been in radio, Tim, about 20 years total, not continuous, but I started off as a dispatcher for the police department. Then I got into radio like that, and I've distributed some of my shirts all over Central Kentucky. Wake Up with Fred shirts, and they're all over the place. I've seen them everywhere, and I just give those away at random. But I'm happy with what I do. It's the only thing I've ever done, and if you're contented with what you do, you usually...
No. Oh well.